Okay, it's been a little while since I did a video because it's been ridiculously hot or ridiculously humid or both here, so it's not too bad an afternoon at the moment, so I'm taking advantage of that and just jumping into the workshop just for a little while. Coupling connecting rods for the Blowfly. They've rusted a little bit, and the reason for that is because you can probably see the finish on there. It's still quite rough. I gave it a brief draw filing when I made them, slathered them with oil and just left them be, and yeah, it didn't work out so well. So what I need to do is polish them up and then give them a good coating to stop them rusting. And for all you Brits out there, here's what I did earlier. This set I actually did over a month ago. You can see they've got a nice finish on them. They're staying bright, there's no rust clinging to anything. So this is what I want for the other set. So I've done one, I need to do the other, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that in a moment. Now, one of the things with this is just slathering it with oil obviously doesn't work. You need to find something to stop the hot humid air, well, the humid air more than the hot air, from getting at it, so that the to not give the steel a chance to oxidize and start rusting. So, treadmill silicone spray. Honestly, I've used this stuff for something like 20 years, and well, compare rod A with rod B. Silicone spray will keep everything off it, it'll seal it in. And what's more, on a steam engine, it'll sort of bake on once you've actually got the loco in steam, which, obviously isn't going to happen for me for a while, but for now, just the spray will keep everything in good shape. So, I need to polish that up, and obviously there's several ways I can do that. I could just get a bit of emery, give it a good rub. That's one way to do it, but it risks taking the nice sharp edges off, which I really don't want to do. Another thing would be to draw file, and these have been roughly draw filed with a not particularly fine file, just enough to get them into shape. But what you really want is well, probably a polishing wheel on a grinder, but I don't have one. Or you want to get them onto a linishing machine with a really fine belt. Don't have a linishing machine either, but I do have a little trick which I'm going to show you all now of how to get a really nice, good polish, and you can see the polish on that. Without a polishing wheel or a linishing machine, all you need is a bench drill. And if you don't have a bench drill or a pillar drill or a drill press or whatever you want to call them, depending on where you're from, then just a pistol drill, a handheld drill, that would also work. Just hold it in the vise. You could also use like a multi-tool, like a Dremel. Could probably maybe be made to work, but the simplest method is something which you most probably have if you're doing any machining, which is to use the bench drill, pillar drill, drill press, etc., whatever you want to call it. So give me a moment to move the camera over and I will show you my little trick. Okay, I'm over at my old and rattly bench drill, and it's been a couple of days since I filmed that intro because it ended up pouring with rain, and there's a iron roof here, you can't hear anything when it's raining, so it's been a couple of days. I've got the coupling rod, the coupling rod, and well, it's time to clean it up and get that rust off. So, how do you do that in a drill? Bit of pipe, 1/2 inch pipe with a slot cut in it, and all I do is take a strip of emery, cut a bit off, and wrap it in the slot. It fits in the slot nicely. And am I going the right way? I am. Okay, wrap that round. Start it up. And away we go. You can see how that's polished up nicely. It's taken the rust off the main part of the rod. There was quite a bit of rust on there before. That's a good finish, and of course you can just keep swapping that out. Even just cut a bit off and use the bit you haven't used, wrap it around the other way. So you can fully get full use out of your bit of emery. And increase it. That's what is it, 200? Might be 400. 120. It's pretty coarse, so it's still giving a fairly coarse look. You can actually see where the grains are hitting, but reduce it down 400, 800, you can get a really nice polish on that. And yeah, it's just a nice, simple, cheap way. It takes, you can see I haven't done this end, and there's not sure if it shows, just barely. There's some tool marks on there, but on this end, nice and polished, no tool marks. So that's a simple way to get a good finish on your metals, and it's not my idea. I picked it up in a model engineering magazine many years ago, but it works nicely. I'll give that a spray once I've finished. I'll give it a spray with the silicone lubricant, and there it is again, treadmill silicone spray. Now this is silicone lubricant. There's also silicone polish, and they are slightly different. You can use polish if you want, but you can expect that to wear off and not last as long. The lubricant, however, will sit on there and it'll give it a nice sheen and it'll stay forever. So yeah, you use the treadmill lubricant. That's my preferred polish for these. And you know, with hot parts it'll bake on a bit. You'll never have to renew it. Unless you want to get it really, really, really sparkling, then you can give it another spray, but it's not necessary. So that's it for now. Just a quick video just to give you all little hints and tips, and hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.